This is Zam. I hope everyone is fine. As we know, there is no Olympia qualification before Indie Pro. So Mr. Olympia 2021 is most likely going to take place in December. Let's look at the list of qualified athletes so far. So one of the most talented contenders, Regan Grimes, did compete very first time in the Olympia Open Bodybuilding Division. His pro debut at the 2020 Mr. Olympia was highly anticipated. However, in the end, he would only score 15th place in his first crack at the Olympia Open Division. As a winner of the 2020 Romania Pro, Regan Grimes has qualified to the Mr. Olympia 2021 and he has plenty of time to make some major improvements. Regan is working with coach Dorian Hamilton. Apparently, they are making serious progress to improve his spot in the Olympia. Last year from United Kingdom, James Hollingshead won back-to-back 2 pro shows, Europa Pro and next week British Grand Prix, for securing his spot for this year Olympia. As he qualified at the same time for 2 Mr. Olympia events, he decided not to compete in 2020 Olympia and come back with massive improvements to crack top 6 in Mr. Olympia 2021. As he said on his YouTube channel, I want to go to the Olympia and I want to crack top 6. James seems like he's very confident and enthusiastic to bring bigger and better package for making a big impression when he steps on the Olympia stage for the first time. (2019) Mr. Olympia runner-up William Bonek could not improve or retain his placing in 2020 Mr. Olympia and he was beaten by Hadi Shuman. But William Bonek has booked his ticket to the Mr. Olympia 2021 after cracking top 5 in last year Olympia. As we know, the top 5 of the previous year's competition are automatically qualified for next year Olympia. Iranian bodybuilder Hadi Shuman has qualified again for the 3rd time in a row for Mr. Olympia. In his first appearance, he was at 3rd place in Olympia, while last year he ended up finishing at 4th place, which allowed him earning Olympia qualification. Previous year he had lot of issues getting USA visa for the Olympia contest. But in all difficulties and obstacles, he still managed to bring his best and performed tremendously on stage. Hopefully things will be easier this year and he can show some more improvements to the judges for fighting for the 1st place. Last year's 7-time champ Phil Heath made a comeback to the Olympia after 1 year break and finished at 3rd place, which means it allows Phil to punch his ticket to the 2021 Mr. Olympia. But the remaining question after the comeback is, will Phil compete again or he will announce retirement? As some names in the sport have been suggesting that he should retire after having such an unsuccessful comeback. But I personally believe his surgeries need a bit more time to recover, so if Phil comes back this year with one more magical year of healing, it can be possible his abdominal distension will probably be fixed. Coming back so fast was admirable and it shows he's a true warrior. So hopefully we will see him back on stage in 2021 Mr. Olympia. But he has nothing left to prove if he chooses to walk away. 2020 Mr. Olympia runner-up Brandon Curry is hoping to get back his title from Big Ramy this year Olympia, as last year he was preparing himself to fight head-to-head against the conditioning guys like Phil Heath. But unexpectedly and surprisingly, Big Ramy brought best package ever of his life. As Brandon Curry said, we did not consider what Big Ramy would bring because of the inconsistencies there.
We didn't consider, what Muhammad would bring because there was some inconsistencies there. But, so that was a surprise. So the game plan for next year may be a little different than that.
So Brandon is only doing Olympia this year. His main focus is to bring more fullness and size, specifically in lower body parts, to beat Big Ramy. So 36 years old Big Ramy is going to defend his title. Without a doubt, Big Ramy is one of the most humble athletes to ever represent the Mr. Olympia title. But the reigning Mr. Olympia Big Ramy has to be consistent in conditioning standpoint, as he won because he came in super conditioning, not because of the size alone. It is surely going to be interesting to see how Big Ramy looks when he makes his return to the competition at the 2021 Mr. Olympia. He has been one of the surprising standouts of the last year Olympia, and his improvements are going to be very interesting to see this year. About Sean Rodin, he can definitely compete if he doesn't have case allegations anymore. He doesn't need to qualify to participate in Olympia as his former Mr. Olympia winner. But Rolly Winkler has to qualify for the Olympia, as well as Rafael Brandao. Both tested positive for the virus, which prevented them from competing in Olympia last year. Also, Cedric McMillan and Flex Lewis could not participate last year because of injuries, as well as Nathan Diasha had travel restrictions in the UK. So these athletes have to earn qualification to compete in 2021 Mr. Olympia. Thank you so much for watching the video and stay tuned for upcoming updates.